There's a silo standing where the farmland died, with a rusted door and a hollow inside. Used to hold the harvest, golden and clean. Now it holds something no one's seen. I was working late when the sun went down, heard a scraping sound from the edge of town, like nails on tin or a voice too thin, calling something buried deep within. And the dust rose slow like it had a pulse, like it knew my name, like it knew my faults. There's a shadow in the grain, it's calling me through the rot and the rust and the memory. Every step I take, it grows more clear, like it's been waiting all these years. Hear it breathing low in the hollow steel, like it knows exactly what I conceal. I don't turn, I don't explain, I just walk toward the shadow in the grain. There's a ladder bent up the inner wall, where the echoes stretch and the whispers crawl. I climbed halfway, then I froze in place, saw a shape shift slow in the empty space. It moved like smoke, but it held its ground, like a living thing without a sound. And I swear it was something close to my face, just twisted wrong, out of place. And the air went thick, like it sealed me in, like the silo fed on the things within. There's a shadow in the grain, it's calling me through the rot and the rust and the memory. Every step I take, it grows more clear, like it's been waiting all these years. Hear it breathing low in the hollow steel, like it knows exactly what I conceal. I don't turn, I don't explain, I just walk toward the shadow in the grain. There's a carving deep in the metal skin, just a name and a date worn thin. I brushed it clean with a shaking hand, and it matched the mark from another land, from a place I swore I'd never speak, from a night so dark it made me weak. And the deeper I stared, the more I knew that the shadow there had always been me too. And the walls closed in with a heavy sound, like the past itself was circling round. Every breath I took turned dry and slow, like I'd crossed somewhere I shouldn't go. I tried to climb, but the rungs gave way, sent me sliding down into black decay. Hit the floor where the dust ran deep, but the ground beneath me didn't keep it. Shifted, moved, began to breathe like a living thing beneath the debris. And the voice came through, low and plain: you don't leave what you've sustained. Now I wander fields that no one tends, with a hollow stare that never bends. I see that silo in every dream, with that same low hum, that same dark gleam. And I feel it grow in the back of my mind, like a second self I can't unwind. If I had a soul, it'd split in two. One stayed there, and the other grew. There's a shadow in the grain, and it wears my face in a twisted form I can't erase. Every step I take just feeds it more, like it's pulling me back to that rusted door. Hear it whisper low through the empty land: you were never more than what I planned. I don't fight, I don't complain, I just feed the shadow in the grain. There's a shadow in the grain, it don't let go, it just grows beneath everything you know. Every lie you tell, every truth you hide, turns into the thing you keep inside. If there's mercy, it don't grow here, just a harvest made out of fear. I don't live, I remain, split in half by the shadow in the grain. If you pass that silo out in the dust, where the fields gave up drops all rust. Don't step near, don't call its name, 'cause it ain't just dark, it's something you became. And once it sees what you've tried to contain, you won't walk out from the shadow in the grain.
It starts in silence, deep and slow, a thing you feel but don't yet know. Like something sleeping in the walls, waiting for your name to call. The house remembers every breath, it learns your footsteps like a thread. And every mirror in the hall reflects the weight of what will fall. Stained in time, a crooked thread, a broken line, passed from father into son, until there's nowhere left to run. I laughed it off when I was young, thought curses died before they'd come. But nights got colder than before, and shadows lingered on my door. My mother never met my eyes, like she already knew the lies. And father prayed but never spoke, like every word inside him broke. And every family photo frame feels like it's whispering my name, like something buried in our past was never meant to outlast. It's the family curse I carry in my bones, a history carved into skin and stone. No matter how far I try to flee, it always comes back inside of me. Oh, I run, but it knows my track. Every road just brings me back, and every door I close in vain opens into us again. The attic creaks like it's awake, like it remembers every mistake. Old letters tied in faded strings still hung with something whispering. A portrait hangs with eyes too wide, like it's watching from the other side. And every time I pass it slow, it feels like it begins to know. The basement holds a colder air, like something never left down there. And every step that I descend feels like a story that won't end. I hear my name through hollow wood, like it was always understood that I was never set apart, just another broken part. It's the family curse I carry in my bones, a history carved into skin and stone. No matter how far I try to flee, it always comes back inside of me. Oh, I run, but it knows my track. Every road just brings me back, and every door I close in vain opens into us again. I saw my father in my sleep, standing where the secrets creep. He didn't speak, he just looked down, like he was passing something down. He pointed at my shaking hand, like I was part of some command. And in his eyes I finally knew the curse was something I would do. The bloodline doesn't fade or break, it learns each new mistake. And every choice I think is mine is just the echo of the line. And now I see it crystal clear, the curse was never something near. It wasn't locked in ancient lore, it was what we became before. A cycle wrapped in flesh and name, a never-ending quiet flame that burns through every child born and leaves their future torn. It's the family curse I carry in my bones, a history carved into skin and stone. No matter how far I try to flee, it always comes back inside of me. Oh, I run, but it knows my track. Every road just brings me back, and every door I close in vain opens into us again. Now I stand where it all began, another shadow of a man. I used to think I could be free, but the curse just looked like me. And maybe I was never alone, maybe I was always home. In every broken piece I find, the family curse is in my mind. The house still breathes, the night still speaks through fractured walls and hollow creaks. And I finally understand the curse was never just the land, it was the hand I couldn't leave behind.
Scream like a broken choir under a sky that's soaked in fire. The moon hangs low like a crooked tooth over a road that don't tell the truth. Dust rises slow where the sinners go, where the wind don't whisper, it only moans. And every mile that you try to pass feels like it's dragging you right back fast. I left my home in the fading light with nothing but a restless night. Mama cried, but I didn't stay, said I'd find my way someday. But the South don't let you just walk away, it keeps you so for another day. And every road sign bent and cracked, like it knew I was coming back. The trees stood still like they'd seen it all, like they were waiting for me to fall. And somewhere deep in the heavy air, I swore I heard a prayer not there. A voice came low from the ditches black, said, boy, you don't turn your back. But I kept driving through the heat where the devil learns your heartbeat. On the devil's road down south I ride, where the truth and lies collide, where every sinner knows his name, and every blessing turns to flame. Oh, I tried to leave, but it pulled me in like a river made of sin. And the deeper I go, the less I see, just the devil's road waiting for me. I stopped at a shack with a flickering light, where the air felt thick as a fight. A man inside with hollow eyes said, son,
You're not the first to die. He poured me a drink that tasted like ash, like every dream turned into crash. And when I asked him what he meant, he just smiled like he was spent. Said this road don't end where maps pretend, it just circles back again. And every traveler thinks they're free till the road comes collecting its fee. The wind outside kept calling slow, like it already owned my soul. And every mile marker I passed just felt like shadows from the past. On the devil's road down south I ride, where the truth and lies collide, where every sinner knows his name, and every blessing turns to flame. Oh, I tried to leave, but it pulled me in like a river made of sin. And the deeper I go, the less I see, just the devil's road waiting for me. A preacher stood by the roadside dirt with a Bible soaked in her. He said, boy, you're heading wrong. But his voice didn't sound that strong. His hands were shaking, eyes too wide, like he'd already been inside. And when I asked him what he saw, he just whispered, don't break the law. But there ain't no law on that cursed lane, just fire disguised as rain. And every promise ever made gets buried where the debts are paid. I saw my shadow leave the wheel like it had a life to steal. It walked ahead down the broken line like it wasn't even mine. And I swear the road itself leaned near and told me what I feel, that every turn I thought was mine was written down the whole damn time. On the devil's road down south I ride, where the truth and lies collide, where every sinner knows his name, and every blessing turns to flame. Oh, I tried to leave, but it pulled me in like a river made of sin. And now I know I'll never be anything but part of me. Now I don't know if I'm still real or just the road's next meal. The engine hums like a dying prayer, but there's no destination there. The sky don't change, the miles don't end, just the same bend after bend. And I've learned what the silence said, the living and the road are dead. So if you drive where the map turns black, don't ever try to look back. And if you hear
the river moved, but not like before. It whispered through the muddy shore. No gentle flow, no peaceful stream, just something sounding like a dream. The water dark, the sky grew dim, and the river sang like a funeral hymn. I stood alone on broken ground, where every stone refused a sound. The current low but deep inside, it carried something I can't hide. No birds above, no wind to call, just hollow trees that seem to fall into a rhythm slow and grim as the river sang its hymn. The banks were lined with rusted leaves, like they were mourning what it grieves, and every ripple passing by felt like a silent lullaby. The air went still, the world leaned near, like it was trying not to hear, and every breath I tried to take felt like a memory awake. The river sang like a funeral hymn that night, underneath the dying light. No peace below, no hope above, just water speaking loss of love. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to run, but the song had just begun, and every step I tried to swim still heard that funeral hymn. Cross, half sunk in mud, still marked where something used to flood. But time don't care for names it keeps, it only takes and never weeps. The current pulled at something deep, like it was trying not to keep, just letting go of all it knew into a darker shade of blue. I swear I saw a shape drift slow beneath the surface undertow, not quite alive, not fully gone, just something drifting on and on. The water hummed, the branches bent, like everything was heaven sent, but every note it tried to spin felt like a place I couldn't win. The river sang like a funeral hymn that night, carried souls beyond the sight. No name to call, no hand to save, just echoes moving through the wave. Oh, I tried to speak, I tried to scream, but it swallowed every dream, and every breath I tried to swim still drowned in that funeral hymn. The sky grew heavy, low and wide, like it was mourning what had died, and in the water's mirrored face I saw my own forgotten place. Not future bright, not past to keep, just something buried far too deep. And every reflection that I find feels like it's not really mine. The river doesn't choose or care, it only carries what is there. And everything I tried to hide was drifting on the other side. It ain't the water, ain't the flow, it's everything we let go. Every memory we condemn becomes a funeral hymn. And rivers don't forgive or lie, they just remember what went by, till everything you thought you'd leave still sings beneath the leaves. The river sang like a funeral hymn for me, and I don't think I'm still free. No turning back, no place to swim, just endless echoes of the hymn. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to run, but the river is never done, and every breath I try to keep still drowns inside its deep. Now I don't stand on that shore, I hear that song forevermore. No peace to find, no truth to claim, just water calling out my name. And if you ever hear that sound rolling slow across the ground, don't follow close, don't lean too in, or you'll hear that funeral hymn. The river flows but not the same. It carries more than just a name. And I remain where echoes swim, inside the river's funeral hymn.
There's a chapel out past the crooked trees, where the air stays still and the shadows breathe. No cross out front, just a splintered frame and a rusted bell with no tongue to name. I was led there once by a voice I knew, sounded soft like truth, but it cut right through. Said, step inside, lay your burdens down. But the door slammed shut without a sound, and the light went dead like it feared that place. Left me staring at my own face. The bell never rings, but it calls me still. From the hollow dark of that broken hill, every prayer I speak just fades away, like it never had a word to say. Hear the silence crawl through the rotting beams, like it feeds on faith and forgotten dreams. I don't kneel, I don't confess, just drown in a truth I can't address. There's a pew with a name carved deep in the wood. I traced it slow like I knew I should. Every letter cut with a shaking hand, like the truth was more than it could withstand. There was wax on the floor from a melted plea, like someone begged not to be what I'd be. And the walls leaned close when I spoke out loud, like they carried the weight of a buried crowd. And the air grew thick when I tried to pray, like the words themselves just slipped away. The bell never rings, but it calls me still. From the hollow dark of that broken hill, every prayer I speak just fades away, like it never had a word to say. Hear the silence crawl through the rotting beams, like it feeds on faith and forgotten dreams. I don't kneel, I don't confess, just drown in a truth I can't address. There's a figure there by the altar rail, with a crooked spine and a face gone pale. He said, I've been here since I lost my way, since the bell went silent that final day. I said, why don't you leave this place? He just smiled with a hollow face, said, you don't walk out once you come to see. Then he slowly turned and he looked like me. My heart beat slow, like it knew that truth, like the past and present had split in two. Every breath I took felt borrowed and thin, like I never really made it in. I climbed the steps to the altar stone, with the weight in my chest I had always known. Put my hands where the others bled, felt a pulse run cold through the words unsaid, and the silence screamed without a sound as the walls began to close around. Now I sit in that pew where my name was carved, with a faith long dead and a soul half starved. I hear footsteps come, but no one's there, just the echo of a whispered prayer. And I see new faces drift inside with that same lost look they try to hide. But I don't speak, I just watch them kneel, and I wonder if this is how they'll feel. The bell never rings, but it calls us all to the quiet place where the faithful fall. Every word we trust turns to dust in time, in a house that feeds on the lost and blind. Hear it breathe through the cracks in stone, like it's claiming hearts it is always owned. We don't leave, we don't confess, just become what we can't suppress. The bell never rings, it just lets you stay in the space where belief starts to decay. Every doubt you hide comes crawling through, till there's nothing left that you thought you knew. If there's God, He don't hear this place, left us locked in a cold embrace. We don't rise, we descend to the sound of a bell that will never end. So if you hear that silence call your name from a broken hill wrapped in ash and shame, don't step close, don't cross that line, 'cause the moment you do, it becomes your shrine. And you won't hear bells or a voice or a plea, just the sound of nothing where you used to be. In a chapel still, where no soul sings and the silence tolls, where the bell never rings.
Sky don't cry, it just turns pale, like it's forgotten how to wail. Wind moves slow through cracked up ground, where nothing living makes a sound. The earth is tired, bone and dry, like it once learned how to die. And every breath the land lets out is shaped like silence, wrapped in doubt. I came back home to find it gone, like it never learned to carry on. Fields that once were green and wide, now fold into the earth and hide. The fences lean like broken teeth, chewing on the dirt beneath. And the barn is just a hollow shell of stories it can't even tell. My boots sink in the fractured clay, like the land itself is slipping away. And every step feels twice removed from anything that once was true. I swear I heard the ground reply, a low exhausted kind of sigh, like it remembers every fall, but can't forgive it all at all. These are tears on barren soil, where nothing grows but endless toil, where every drop that tries to stay just fades and slowly drains away. Oh, I've cried enough to fill the cracks, but the earth just takes it back and leaves me standing all alone on a graveyard made of stone. The riverbed is a scar of dust, where water died and turned to rust. I followed it like it might lead home, but it only showed me how to roam. Old tree stumps like forgotten names, burned out by invisible flames.
flames. They used to stand like living proof, but now they're just a hollow truth. I knelt down where the roots once grew, trying to find something I knew, but all I touched was broken time and echoes of a life gone blind. The wind don't bring what it once did, just whispers of what it hid, and every hope I try to claim turns back into dust and shame. These are tears on barren soil, where nothing grows but endless toil, where every drop that tries to stay just fades and slowly drains away. Oh, I've cried enough to fill the cracks, but the earth just takes it back and leaves me standing all alone on a graveyard made of stone. I see my father in the heat haze line, working the land that once was mine. His face is blurred by time and dust, like memory dissolves in trust. He doesn't speak, he just keeps on working ground that's almost gone. And I wonder if he even knows the future here no longer grows. A distant thunder shakes the plain, but it never turns into rain. Just empty sound across the sky, like even storms refuse to try. And I realize in this fading land, nothing grows the way we planned. Every seed we ever gave just learned how to become a grave, and hope itself is just a name for something that forgot its flame, left to rot beneath the sun before it ever could become. These are tears on barren soil, where nothing grows but endless toil, where every drop that tries to stay just fades and slowly drains away. Oh, I've cried enough to fill the cracks, but the earth just takes it back and leaves me standing all alone on a graveyard made of stone. Now I don't cry like I used to do, the ground already drank it too, and all that's left inside of me is what refuses to believe. The wind still moves, the sun still burns, but nothing here returns, just endless land and empty years, and echoes made of dried up tears. So I walk where the dead crops lie, under a fractured endless sky, and every step I take recalls tears falling on barren soil.
There's a creek out back where the water went dry, just a bed of bones in a cracked up sky. He used to run clear when I was a kid, before that night, before what I did. Now the stones sit still like they're holding breath, and the mud's turned black with a taste of death. You can hear it hum if you stand real still, like it's waiting there, like it always will. And the air goes thin when you step too close, like it knows your name better than you know. The creek don't run no more, it just keeps score. Every sin I buried on that broken shore, every word I lied, every truth I killed, still echoes loud in that empty still. Hear it call me back through the hollow ground, like a debt unpaid that I can't outrun. I don't drink, I don't wash, I just stand where the past won't stop. There's a rope still tied to a leaning tree, where the bark's been scarred like it's seen me bleed. I don't recall
how it came undone, just the silence after when it was done. There was dirt in my nails and a shaking chest, and a voice in my head saying leave the rest. But the creek went still like it watched me lie, and it hasn't flowed since that night went by. And the wind died out like it couldn't stay, like it feared what I'd done that day. The creek don't run no more, it just keeps score. Every sin I buried on that broken shore, every word I lied, every truth I killed, still echoes loud in that empty still. Hear it call me back through the hollow ground, like a debt unpaid that I can't outrun. I don't drink, I don't wash, I just stand where the past won't stop. Met an old man once by the dried up bend with a hollow look like it reached the end. He said, I've been here since the water died, since the truth went under and refused to rise. I said, why don't you leave this place? He just smiled with a broken face, said, you don't walk off what you tie yourself to. Then he turned and his eyes looked through, and I felt that pull in my chest again, like the creek was crawling beneath my skin. Every breath I took felt thick with blame, like the silence itself spoke my name. I went back there late in the dead of night, with a shovel shaking in pale moonlight. Thought I'd dig it up, let the truth be known, but the ground was hard like it turned to stone. Then a crack ran deep through the dried creek bed, and a whisper rose from the buried dead. You don't dig up what you've become. Now I see reflections where there's no rain, in the empty bed of that lifeless vein. Faces flicker in the broken ground, every one of them makes no sound. And I feel my feet sink slow each day, like the earth itself won't let me stray. If there's mercy left, it ain't for me, just a place where the past won't leave. The creek don't run, but it pulls me in through the cracks of time and the weight of sin. Every step I take just feeds that land, like it's carving truth I can't withstand. Hear it whisper low, you're already mine, through the hollow echo of wasted time. I don't fight, I don't stop, I just wait for the final drop. The creek don't run, it just holds the truth of the man I was and the things I do. Every lie I told still breathes down there in the heavy dark of that empty stare. If there's peace, it dried away, left me here where the dead things stay. I don't live, I don't mourn, I just fade where the creek was born. So if you find that bit of cracked up stone where the water's gone and the past is gone, don't step down, don't linger long, 'cause the silence there ain't ever wrong, and it won't scream loud, it won't make a sound, it just pulls you slow into the ground. Where the creek don't run, but it drags you down.
back or little mice. There's a creek out back where the water went dry. Just a bed of bones and a cracked up sky. Used to run clear, ain't ever wrong. And the stones sit still like they're holding breath, and the mud's turned black with a taste of death. You can hear it hum if you stand real still, like it's waiting there, like it always will. And the air goes thin when you step too close, like it knows your name better than you know. The creek don't run no more, it just keeps score. Every sin I buried on that broken shore, every word I lied, every truth I killed, still echoes loud in that empty still. Hear it call me back through the hollow ground, like a debt unpaid that I can't outrun. I don't drink, I don't wash, I just stand where the past won't stop.
There's a house on a hill where the paint's peeled black, and the porch leans low like it won't fight back. Windows stare like they're wide awake, watching every wrong move you make. I was warned as a child, don't go inside, but the door stood open like it wanted me to try. And the air went cold when I crossed that line, like I stepped out of time or out of mind. And the floorboards creaked like a living thing, like the walls themselves could hear me breathe. This house, it breathes when the night comes in, through the cracks in the wood and the weight of sin. Every step I take, it remembers me, like I ain't the man that I used to be. Hear it whisper low through the broken seams, feeding off of my shattered dreams. I don't leave, I don't roam, I just fade in a house that won't let me go. There's a mirror inside with a shattered face, but it shows me whole in a dark place. I see things move when I turn away, like they're waiting for me to stay. There's a clock that ticks, but it don't keep time, just counts every breath like it's a crime. And the deeper I walk, the more I see that the house ain't trapped here, it's trapping me. And the doors all shut when I try to run, like the night itself has just begun. This house, it breathes when the night comes in, through the cracks in the wood and the weight of sin. Every step I take, it remembers me, like I ain't the man that I used to be. Hear it whisper low through the broken seams, feeding off of my shattered dreams. I don't leave, I don't roam, I just fade in a house that won't let me go. There's a voice upstairs calling out my name, but it sounds like me, just not the same. It says, come on up, don't be afraid, like it knows every choice I've made. And I climb those stairs with a heavy chest, like I'm walking straight to my final rest. When I reach the top, there's no one there, just a hanging rope and a broken chair. And the walls start to bend, the ceiling drops, like the house itself don't ever stop. Every breath gets tight, every step feels wrong, like I've been inside here far too long. I tried to break through a window pane, but it showed me back in the pouring rain, standing outside looking in, like I never left, like I never been. And I heard myself from the other side say, you walked in here, but you chose to stay. Now the dust don't settle, it clings to me like a second skin. I can't break free,
I see faces forming the peeling walls every time the silence calls, and I feel my pulse in the wooden frame, like the house and I are the same. If I had a life, it's long since gone. Now I just exist where I don't belong. This house, it breathes and I breathe it in. Every nail, every board, every hidden sin. I don't know where I end or it begins. Just a hollow shell wearing borrowed skin. Hear it laugh in the pipes at night, like it feeds on fear and dying light. I don't run, I don't know if I ever walked out that door. This house don't break, it just rearranges, twists your mind till your soul estranges. Every memory starts to bend till you don't know where you've been. If there's God, he won't come here. There's no faith left, just fear. I don't live, I don't grow, I just rot where the dark winds blow. So if you find that house on a nameless road and the door swings wide like it's been told, don't step close, don't breathe too slow, 'cause once it hears you, it won't let go. And you won't scream, you won't fight, you'll just become part of the night. Inside the walls, where something grows. Inside the house that breathes and knows. Ela não aparece de dia, só quando there's a house on a hill where the paint's peeled black and the porch leans low like it won't fight back. Windows stare like they're wide awake, watching every wrong move you make. I was warned as a child, don't go inside, but the door stood open like it wanted me to try. The air went cold when I crossed that line, like I stepped out of time or out of mind. And the floorboards creaked like a living thing, like the walls themselves could hear me breathe. This house, it breathes when the night comes in, through the cracks in the wood and the weight of sin.
There are marks along the surface, too faint to catch at first. Not a stain, not something broken, just a pattern slightly worse. And the light don't quite reveal them, it just bends before it hits, like it knows there's something there. And the devil's fingerprints. Yeah. Not enough to draw attention, but enough to break the will. Every line a quiet pressure, every curve a subtle trace, like a hand that moved across it without ever leaving space. There's no origin to follow, no direction I can name, but they show up where I'm looking, just before I look away. No voice to call, no shape to see, just something pressed on everything. And every thought I try to clear feels like it's already here. It's the devil's fingerprints tonight, no shadow cast, no form inside, just something written in the seams of everything I thought was clean. No, I tried to wipe them off, deny every place they might apply, but every surface I could find held the same familiar sign. I washed the glass until it blurred, still the pattern settled in. Not on top, not underneath, but somewhere just beneath the skin. There's no smudge I can remove now, no edge I can define, just a sense that something touched it, and it's echoing in mine. I see it in the smallest fractures, in the way the silence bends, like a presence without presence that refuses to pretend. No thread to pull, no proof to break, just something every thought will take. And every time I try to stand, feels like I'm following a hand. It's the devil's fingerprints tonight, no wrong declared, no proven right, just something etched in every line that I can't leave behind. Oh, I tried to divide what was mine from what implied, but every boundary I drew still carried traces running through. I stood still in the reflection, tried to see where it began, but the glass just held me steady, like it didn't understand. No mark across my face or body, nothing visible to claim, but the way I held my silence felt like part of something framed. And in that quiet realization, with no place left to defend, I stopped searching for the source and felt it in my hands. It ain't a force that pulls you in, it's what you let remain within. Every doubt you leave to sit finds a way to mark with it. And fingerprints don't need to show, they settle deeper than you know. So every truth you try to clean still carries where it's been. It's the devil's fingerprints I see, they were never outside me. No matter how I tried to hide, they were written in the line. So I ran, I tried to deny, but they followed every try, and every place I thought was new still held the same familiar view. Now the surface looks unbroken, but I know what lingers there. Every line and every silence feels like something I can't clear. And if you ever try to erase something you don't understand, don't look out across the surface. You might find it in your hands. The ink was dry before I signed.
like it knew what it would find. A trembling hand, a desperate mind, and a promise I left behind. The air went cold without a sound, like the world had turned around. And every shadow in the room leaned in close like it knew doom. He didn't look like fire or flame, just a man who knew my name, smiling soft, too calm, too wide, like something hollow lived inside. He said, I can fix what's broken you, all the things you've been through. But his eyes never blinked once, like he'd done this 1,000 times. I asked him what he wanted in return. He said, nothing you can't afford to burn. And I laughed like I understood, but I never really should. The pen felt heavy in my grip, like it had teeth along its tip. And every word I wrote down fast was something I could never cast back. The devil's deal went wrong that night. No fortune came, no burning light, just silence where the truth should be, and something watching inside of me. Oh, I thought I'd win, I thought I'd gain, but all I own is deeper pain. And every step I try to run still echoes what I've done. Was gone when I looked twice, just dust and air and frozen time. The signature still burned my skin like it had crawled itself within. I tried to speak but no sound came, just whispers calling out my name from somewhere not quite far or near, but always standing right here. My reflection didn't match my face, it wore a grin I couldn't place, and every blink it made instead looked just a little more like dead. The ground beneath me didn't shift, it just accepted what I'd gift. And every breath I tried to take was something darker in its wake. The devil's deal went wrong that night. No mercy left, no wrong or right, just empty words I can't undo, and everything that's breaking through. Oh, I thought I'd win, I thought I'd gain, but all I own is deeper pain. And every road I try to run still leads me back to what I've done. I saw him once in crowded streets where no one else would meet his eyes, just standing there in passing light, smiling like he owns the night. He didn't move, he didn't speak, but every fear I tried to keep came rushing back in sudden waves, like I was standing on my grave. And when I blinked, he wasn't there, just winding silence, empty air. But something lingered in his place, like he had carved it in the space. It ain't about a soul you sell, it's every truth you never tell, every line you choose to cross without counting what you lost. And deals like that don't break or fade, they just become the lives you made, till every choice you thought was free is just another part of me. The devil's deal went wrong for me, but not in ways I thought it'd be. No chains, no fine, no final scream, just waking up inside a dream. Oh, I tried to fight, I tried to run, but the ending's already done. And every breath I still belong to the devil's deal gone wrong.
just watch the light decay. No escape, no victory won, just the price of what I've done. And if you ever hear that call from a voice behind the wall, don't answer back, don't play along, or your deal will go wrong. The ink is dry, the night is long, and nothing here feels truly wrong. Just me and everything I've done. From the devil's deal gone wrong. From the devil's deal gone wrong. The smoke over Hollow Creek tonight, drifting slow and dying alive. The sky turned gray long before dusk, like it knew what turned to dust. The water don't run like it used to flow. It moves too still, too dark below. And every breath like something laid to rest. I rode back in where the trail runs thin, through ash and wood and broken wind. The houses stand but barely so, like ghosts forgot where else to go. The fences lean, the doors hang wide, no one left here to run or hide, just quiet rooms and empty chairs holding shapes that ain't quite there. I passed the bridge where we once stood, carving names into the wood, but every mark we left behind is swallowed now by ash and time. And in the haze I thought I saw a figure bend without a law, not walking out, not turning back, just pot of smoke gone drifting black. The smoke over Hollow Creek tonight, where all feels close and right, feels like every memory, every sin burned away but still within. Oh, I came back to understand what's left away from this land. But all I found in the thick and bleak was smoke over Hollow Creek. The church still stands with a broken cross, like it remembers every loss. The bell don't ring, the pews don't creak, just silence buried deep and weak. I stepped inside but felt it shift, like the past had torn a rift, and every shadow moved too slow, like it had nowhere else to go. I found a book half burned and torn, pages black and edges worn, names inside I used to know, not just embers in the glow. The air grew thick, the light grew thin, like something stirred beneath my skin, and every breath I tried to keep felt like it didn't belong to me. The smoke over Hollow Creek tonight, where all feels close and right, feels like every memory, every sin burned away but still within. Oh, I came back to understand what slipped away from once ran clear and clean. Now it's black and barely moves, like it's forgotten how to prove. I saw reflections not my own in every ripple overthrown, faces staring from below, those who never got to go. They didn't speak, they didn't cry, just watched me with a hollow eye. And in that gaze I came to see, this place ain't done with me. And maybe fire don't cleanse or end, it just reshapes what we pretend into something we can't outrun, long after all the burning's done. And maybe smoke don't drift away, it lingers where we choose to stay, a quiet mark upon the air of everything that's no longer there. There's smoke over Hollow Creek tonight, and I can't tell the dark from light. Every memory, every sin, still alive beneath my skin. Oh, I came back, but now I know some things don't fade, they only grow. And every step I try to seek leads me back to Hollow Creek. Now I don't leave, I don't return, I just remain where embers burn. No past to fix, no truth to speak, just drift and smoke in Hollow Creek. And if you ever pass this way and smell the ash that chose to stay, don't follow where the shadows leak, through smoke over Hollow Creek. The fire's gone, but not the stain, it lingers deep in ash and pain. And I am just a voice grown weak in the smoke of Hollow Creek. The sun bleeds red across the open sky. Another day to live, another night to die. My boots are worn, my soul is torn from every battle I've survived before. The wind whispers sins I can't deny. Every mile I go, I coming through. There's a dress that never changes, even when the years move on. Just a fabric holding memory of what should have been gone. And the air don't treat it lightly, like it knows what it has seen. It just folds around the silence, like it's part of what it means. She stands where light feels distant, not refusing, not retreat. Just a presence in the doorway where the past and present meet. There's no speech to mark the meaning, no announcement in the air, just the weight of something certain that refuses to repair. Every step she takes is slower, like it knows what comes ahead, like the ground remembers gently what was never fully dead. No name to call, no line to cross, just something time refuses loss. And every breath she tries to keep feels like it's already deep. The widow wore black again tonight, no wrong name, no clear right, just something coming back in waves and never learned to stay away. Oh, she stood still, she didn't speak, let the silence turn and leak. And every moment she relives is something she still has to give. The world keeps moving past her like it doesn't understand that some endings don't dissolve, they just linger where they stand.
There's no comfort in the structure, no relief in what remains. Just the repetition of a feeling that refuses to change names. She holds nothing in her hands now, but it feels like something's there. Like absence has its own dimension that still follows through the air. No truth to fix, no past to mend, just something that won't ever end. And every step she tries to take feels like it's already fate. The widow wore black again, I see. It was never just history. No matter how she tried to hide, it stayed alive inside her eyes. Oh, she turned, she didn't run. Let the memory come undone. And every loss she thought was past still found a way to hold her fast. Now she moves without resistance, letting sorrow set its pace. There's no argument remaining, no escaping what she faces. And it isn't punishment speaking, it's just time refusing break. Like it learned to keep returning to the shape it couldn't shake. And in that quiet realization, with no resistance left to try, she stops calling it an ending and lets it occupy. It ain't the grief that makes it stay, it's every time it comes again. Every memory left unsealed finds a way to reappear and kneel. And widows don't just wear the black, they wear the moments coming back. So every love she thought was done still rises with the morning sun. The widow wore black again, and no, it never really learned to go. No matter how she tried to be, it stayed inside her history. Or she stood still, she didn't fight, let it fold into the night. And every breath she thought was new was just the old coming through. Now the silence feels familiar, like it's been there all along. Not an ending, not a moment, just a shape that's just as strong. And if you ever see her standing where the light begins to fade, don't assume it's something passing. It might be what never stayed.